Welcome to Life Mastery for Women. I'm your host, Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. I've been studying mind mastery and emotional management and energy work and its connection to spirituality for over 25 years. And in this podcast, I help guide you out of your daily struggles in life in the areas of health, wealth, relationships, and spirituality. Life is hard, but your daily growth doesn't have to be. Join me 3 times a week as I lead you inward on a healing, connecting, and creating journey. Let's go get that nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. Hey ladies, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's episode where I hope I am finding you becoming your own hero. If you're not becoming your own hero, then it is my intention that in today's episode, I give you just one nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. So it was only a couple of episodes ago where I said, no one's coming to save you and no one's coming to rescue you. And, you know, there's a little bit of excitement in that. And maybe you don't see it that way. When I first heard that, I was like, okay, now I can get to work. And it was like permission almost to stop waiting for someone or something to come and save me. And for you, I hope it's the same thing, because today we're going to build you up so you can become your own hero. I have a lot of different techniques and methods that I teach my clients on how to do that. And every time you butt up against resistance, that's there's inner work to be done. There is something there that is blocking you. And when we are bothered by somebody else or something else or what someone else has versus what you don't have, that is something, a reflection in you. And so today we're going to deep sea dive into our own being. So you're going to need your journal and you're going to need something to write with. One of my favorite things to talk about is the inner world, the inner expedition, if you will. These words like journey and deep sea diving and expedition and I said journey, are all like adventurous words to me. And if you've been listening to my podcast, you know that I love adventure. And I don't need to jump off a building or something, though that would be cool. I don't need to do that to seek adventure. I just like to go to new places. Well, think of the depths within your soul. Nobody can do this journey for you. Nobody's going to rescue you. It is solely up to you to create space for yourself to explore. Ooh, another good word, explore. And when you can find the courage to do something like that, to say, you know what, she's right. And the stuff I've been doing isn't working. You know, the manipulating, the coercing, the forcing, it's not working. So how about I uncover the blocks, release the blocks, and then that shit out there doesn't bother me anymore, right? I don't want to be bothered by what people are doing, because then that means I have to try to control something or someone. And I don't know about you, but I'm 50 years and a half, I think. I'll turn 51 in September, but I'm freaking tired of trying to control other people. It's exhausting and it damages my relationships. So I'm like, sweet, who can I control? Ooh, I can control myself. And now I say, though it's hard to go inward, to take responsibility. Sometimes you have to blame yourself. It's okay, because there's ways to move that energy. And then I don't have to put forth all of this energy outward to all of these people. I simply can just enjoy them because the resistance is gone. And it's an exciting thing. So one of the first things is having this self-initiative. When I say self-initiative, it is you, right? But it's about the self. It's about you understanding what makes you tick, what are your blocks, what are you resisting, removing the resisting, and stepping into a new form of you. I remember the quote from Einstein that says, you can't solve the problem with the same level of thinking that created it. And it's so brilliant. It's so brilliant that we try to solve our problems at a level 4. From a level 4 vibration, we bring in other level 4 stuff, things and circumstances and problems. And then as we're a level 4, we try to solve the problem from there. Like, picture this. You're in 4th grade. You're in a math class. You're having a problem with math. And so you raise your hand. And what do? You ask somebody who's at a higher perspective than you. Your teacher, right? The teacher's aide. I don't know. So that's kind of the perspective. It's like, I can't solve the problem here. I must elevate in order to solve the problem. So how do we do that? Well, I'm so glad you asked. This is what I teach. This is what I do. This is what I live for. I know I say that all the time. But we can go inward and ask those questions. What is it about this situation that's upsetting me? And get it all the way down to just a couple of different words. I was on the phone. I was with a coaching client today, and he is one of my favorite coaching clients. I just love working with him. I don't usually coach men, but this is a very good friend of mine. It's her son. And he was giving me all this feedback about this job that he had and all these people and I'm doing all the work and these people are sitting around and they're just lazy and they're going on. And he said the word lazy like 63 times. And so then I stopped him and I'm like, okay, I said, so let's put all that together, the stuff that you're upset about, let's put all that together and give it one word. And it was really interesting because I totally thought he was going to say like lazy because he said the word 100,000 times. He went from 63 to 100,000. Pay attention. Come on. And he said, people who devalue themselves. And I'm like, well, it's pretty interesting, right? So I said, what about the word lazy? And he's like, well, yeah. He's like, but it really, and he was really like triggered by this word, like devalue. And so then now watch how this goes. If he has the trigger about someone who is devaluing themselves, then you turn that word onto yourself and go, where am I devaluing myself? Where am I devaluing myself? We have to leave space for these words. So something like that comes in, we go, well, God, Jen, like I really want to do that and really point out all the things that I don't like about myself. Yeah, I mean, you could look at it that way, but that's not what we're doing. And just to point the finger. Here's what happens is now you go, oh, this is where I'm devaluing myself. Maybe in my business, maybe in my relationship, maybe in my parenting style, whatever, wherever it is, somewhere in there, it's a trigger for you. Okay. Then you go, I'm going to lighten that load. I'm going to take away the momentum that word devalue has for me. So even though you're pointing the finger that says, okay, give me this thing that I don't like about myself. And I go, yes, yeah. But now you get rid of the momentum. Now you de-energize the thing. Now it doesn't have so much forward momentum. And you go, okay, now I get it. So this is where I devalue myself. And then we work through it. If I wasn't devaluing myself, what would I have? What would I do? Who would I be? Okay. And we don't always ask for the opposite because it's not always the opposite. So that's why we say it in that way. We ask it in that way. That becomes the work. Now that is the self-initiation, is just being able, having the desire, having the skills, the courage to look at yourself, because it is in the looking at others that you are getting the mirrored reflection back at you to say, these are the things I value, these are the things I don't. So it works the same way. If you go out into the world and you see somebody and you're like, oh gosh, I really, really love that person. Like they are so confident. Like I just love that about them. Or I really love my boss, or I really love this specific coworker or whatever. And you find out what's at the base of what it is about them that you like so much. And let's say it's confidence. Then you go, where am I confident? Or what is it about confidence that I want more of? Or in what area in my life do I want to be more confident? Because they're equally, as there's something out there that bugs you about somebody, that's a reflection of you, there's also something of equal status that you like about someone that you like about yourself, or you are trying to improve about yourself. So when I was younger, I loved confident people, but surprisingly, You may be surprised. I was not very confident when I was younger. I was very quiet. I was very shy. But when you're in middle school and junior high and high school and you're being judged by your peers at every single turn and everything you say and everything you do and everything you wear, you tend to either fight back or really stand above or hide. And I was hiding. I avoided those people who would make fun of me at every single turn and everything I ever did, because that was highly annoying to me. And I didn't want to get in trouble because I didn't want to upset my mom. So there's that. So having the courage to look inward, having the courage to step into that role and looking at the outside world and saying, what are the things that bothers me? What are the things that bother me about the world, the people, the circumstances, the events, the whatever, and show that to me. Reveal that thing that bugs me. Reveal that to me. And it is in that takes the energy out of it. Because then once you can kind of lighten the load, now you can look at that person and be like, yeah, okay, live your life. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. And that's what I love about this work. And having the courage to look at yourself, it's tough because you from your perspective, you might be saying, well, now I have to blame myself for everything. Well, no, you can also take credit for everything too, because everything that's out there that you love is also inside you. Okay. So when we can have a little bit more courage to check in with ourselves, we can start to become our own hero. And this, if you think of a movie, an adventurous movie or an action adventure movie, and there is a hero, they're pretty strong, they're smart, they're witty, maybe they're funny, they have some courage, they're brave, they seem to not have any fear. Well, and that's kind of our attraction to them. It's like they can overcome all these challenges. They can overcome all these problems and these difficult things. And I want that. I want to be able to do that. Well, this is a way to do that. This is a way to step into and to elevate yourself to such a standard that you can overcome anything. You can overcome any problem because you go inward and you elevate yourself. You come up with a problem, you come up to the challenge, and you go, okay, what is it going to take for me to overcome this challenge? Not what's the solution. What's it going to take for me to overcome this challenge? Who do I have to become? If I had a hero walk in the door and was going to bust through this challenge, who would they be? Who would they have to have? Or what would they have to have? Right? If I was going to hire a hero, you guys ever seen The Never-Ending Story? And I forget the name of the city, but they basically go out and say, okay, there's this hero and this warrior that's like the top warrior, and we're going to basically have him come over and try to figure out what the nothing is. If you've not seen the movie, go see it because it's a fantastic movie. It's a kids movie. And his name is Atreyu, and he shows up and he's like, 13-year-old kid, 13-year-old boy, and they're all laughing, and he's like, I don't know what you guys are laughing at, and then he kind of gives his litany of all of his accomplishments, and he's like, I'm brave. And I run with the buffaloes, and I'm, I'm the bravest warrior on my tribe. And they're like, okay, well, let's have you do it. And he does. And he goes out and he overcomes all of these challenges and all of these difficult times. And he goes through loss. And on the other side, he becomes a better version of himself. And I'm telling you, if somebody comes in and saves you from whatever challenge, does that help you to become a better version of yourself? All it did was take away the challenge. Here's an example. If you like video games, here's a perfect example. Sometimes I think because I can relate video games to just about everything in life, I think that it makes perfect sense to do this, that life is like a video game. You like a game, the level one is you're just kind of learning things. You're just learning how to use the tools and the weapons, or how to move the gems, or how to move the puzzle pieces, or whatever the game is. Through the first level, you're just kind of learning the game. Well, think about that, the first level of your life. You're just learning stuff. You're learning who your parents are and how to survive and how to cry a certain way that gets what your needs met, and how to walk and how to crawl and how to eat. And you're learning all these things through level one, right? Level two becomes a little bit more challenging, where now you have to take those skills and you have to move up in a level. Like you have to now use the skills that you're learning and become better. So now you take this walking, and now you have to learn how to walk on the sidewalk, and you have to walk with your friends, and you have to walk without falling, and you have to wear shoes. And, then you start learning how to run and skip and jump and climb trees, and you're going on level 2, level 3, right? Somewhere in there, there's a bigger challenge for you to face. And you have to take all of your skills from all the previous levels to overcome this challenge. And this is where you are. And then you overcome the challenge. They have the big celebration and okay, yay. Okay, now we're on the next level. And you get to ride success for a little while, right? You get to ride success for a little while. And then what happens now? You're faced with another challenge. And that is life. You go through these different levels. And as you approach different stages of your life, you're taking all of those skills with you. And as you're taking all those skills with you, you're being faced with different challenges. The challenges that you faced as a 13-year-old are very different than if you're 33 or 63, right? And so they all are different, and you are gathering skills along the way to overcome these challenges. And one of the best skills you can learn is introspection. It is going inward, assessing your emotions, assessing how things are making you feel, finding your triggers, finding your blocks, de-energizing things, because what's going to happen is you are elevating and you're getting to that place of joy and happiness and gratitude and love and harmony. And then when you're faced with challenges, you have a lot more skill. You have a giant repertoire of tools and techniques and methods to overcome any and all challenges, any and all challenges, because you are the point of attraction. You are the center of that universe, of your own universe. From your perspective, you are the point. And so you are the center. And as you're the center, you are drawing these experiences to you. So as you become better and more knowledgeable and more skilled, you're drawing different challenges to you, just like in a video game. Level 6 is very different than level 54. Right? The bosses, the driving, like I love playing Need for Speed. Well, when I get to, from the first 3 races, and now I'm like on race 67, that's a way faster track than level 3, right? So I have to take my driving skills to be able to accomplish this task, this challenge. I have to take first place in order to upgrade my car. Okay, well, that's a challenge. How many times do you think I do that race before I take first place? Now, you probably all want to say, well, 1. She does it in the first one. No, she doesn't. She doesn't. She doesn't accomplish it in the first one. And it's several. It might be 12. But isn't that also life? You didn't get the raise the first time around. You try again. You didn't get the date the first time around. You get it again. You go on a different interview. You go on a different date. You try something different to launch your business. You do something different. Same as meditation. Those of you that are starting as brand new beginner meditators, start again. Do it again and again and again and again and again and again. And pretty much all of my episodes, I mention meditating. I think that is the core of learning how to overcome challenges, because in the specific practice of meditation, you are elevating yourself. And within your meditation practice, you are gaining solutions and higher perspective to your solutions, to your problems, I mean. So you have a problem of something, and you go into a meditative state and you're like, oh my gosh, I came out of this meditative state and I have a solution to the problem, because you elevated yourself to a higher perspective. You cannot solve the problem from the same vibrational state that created it. You created the problem at a 4, you're going to have to be more like a 6. And if you're a 4 and then you go out and you start asking your other 4 friends, they're going to give you 4 solutions. Now go with me on that. That's a vibrational status, right? So if I'm a 4, my friends are probably 4s because I associate with who I am, right? And now I go and ask them for solutions. They're going to give me solutions that are not going to fit. They're going to be 4s. I need to go find a 6 or an 8. Better yet, don't find the hero. Be the hero. Go be your own hero. Go inward. Begin a meditation practice. Start sitting yourself down 10 minutes a day. And if you're advanced, if you're a overachiever, sit yourself down 10 minutes a day, 3 times a day. And in that practice, by the end of 7 days, you have done that 21 times. Now, if you do anything 21 times, that's 210 minutes. If you do anything 21 times or 210 minutes, you're going to become pretty darn good at it. You're going to become pretty good at it. And as you become good at it, you are going to have the courage. And it's going to take courage for you to sit down in the middle of the day for 10 minutes or on your lunch break when you'd rather play Angry Birds or whatever everyone's playing now on their phones. Nah, I'll get to it later. Jen's probably not right. No, Jen is right. Jen is right. And if you don't have a meditation practice right now while you're hearing this, please start one. And as simple as this, sit your body down and go inward. There's lots of stages and different levels of meditation, but the very first one is get in the habit, create the habit of sitting down, calming the body down, and bringing your awareness inside. Feel how your body feels on the inside. Start there. How does your body feel on the inside? Do a self-evaluation. And in that self-evaluation, how am I feeling? Where in my body do I feel it? What emotional state? And if you're upset, even better. Where do I feel this upset? What do I call it? And if I wasn't this, like if I wasn't mad or I wasn't frustrated or I wasn't annoyed by his laziness, what would I be? And then you go get that. If I wasn't annoyed by his laziness, I'd be calm. Okay, go get calm and breathe it in. It's energy. Our emotions are energy. And if you're listening, if you have been listening to my podcast, I hope that you are spending a lot of time going inward in the first place and just exploring. This is the adventurous part. And exploring within your mind how you think, how you feel, what thoughts do I have to have that make me feel happy? What thoughts do I have to have that make me feel angry? You know, there's a podcast I did sometime last summer that's like the power of your words. Go listen to that and understand the power of your words and how they shift your energy. It is amazing. And as soon as you can understand that you can influence your emotional state simply by the words that you're thinking and the words that are coming out of your mouth, you have no reason at all to live an unhappy life. And what does it take? It takes courage. It takes being present, waking up to the world around you, waking up to the world inside you, becoming an inner deep sea diver, going on this soul's expedition and going inward and spending the time there. Because you know what? You deserve it. And if nobody is coming to rescue you, because everyone's got their own shit going on, nobody's coming to rescue you, then this is a perfect opportunity for you to step up and step into that role and become your own hero. If you enjoyed this show, please consider making a small donation. This helps me to continue creating powerful episodes for you each week, but also you become a bigger part of changing the world by changing yourself one episode at a time. By investing in my show, you are investing in yourself, your life, and your planet. And by elevating yourself, you are elevating others around you. And I thank you.